Joining us back here on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line, the head of BYU Cougar football, Kalani Sitake. How are you, Coach?
Doing great, Rich. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. So what goes on in your world 2 weeks before the season right now? What are you working on right now?
Just the grind of fall camp, right now the guys it's getting testy. Guys are hating going against each other, but we just got to find ways to keep improving and honing in on our skills and getting our guys ready so that we can, face a talented USF team in Tampa. So the guys are really excited. It's hot, but nobody's feeling sorry for us. We're trying to take advantage of this time to find a way to get better and make sure that we're performing at our best by the time we get to kickoff.
Kids are salty? Is that what you're telling me right now, Coach? The kids are salty?
Yeah, you know how it is. Everybody's in a bad mood. They're tired. They're sore, and nobody wants to hear about it. I mean, this is fall camp. It's supposed to be tough and it's supposed to be grueling and it tests you a little bit, but the wonderful thing about it is it's bonding the guys really close together. They're all going through it together, and we'll kind of take a little bit of the pressure off of them a little bit here and just start prepping for the season. But right now we've got to lay a foundation of toughness and a foundation of working together and making sure they appreciate the opportunity to do what they do and who they get to represent. So I want them to focus on all the hard work that they did in the off season leading up to this point, to embrace the opportunity to anytime you can get guys to be in an environment where grit and toughness can be the outcome. Yeah, I'm all for it as long as no one's getting hurt and as long as it keeps feeding the culture of the team.
As long as no one's getting hurt.
Fine line there.
I was about to say, like if you had to break stuff up, and then when you break stuff up and everybody's fine and dandy, you wouldn't say it to the kids, but you might turn to one of your guys on your staff and go, okay, now we got that out of the way, but that's good. That's not that bad.
Yeah, I like. I mean, we have wonderful young men, and so I love the opportunity that we have to tell our guys to, hey, let's take it easy a little bit, and I'd rather have that than try to jumpstart them every time. So I love the fact that these guys are excited to be on the field and to get physical. And it makes me look good. I get to be the good guys. I can take it easy, be a little too physical, things like that. You know what I mean? But
sure.
I like the mindset of our team and the leadership, and so I'm really looking forward to the season.
Kalani Sitake, head football coach of Brigham Young University football, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. 12th and final year as an independent and joining the Big 12 in 2023. How has that changed you and your approach on the recruiting trail recently?
Well,
Coach?
Just being able to balance everything, because everyone's talking about the Big 12, and you have to mention that stuff because you're looking at a recruiting class where they're gonna be the first recruiting class of the Big 12 era for us, and so you're able to talk about it, but at the same time you're focused on this year, and going into this, there's guys on our team that aren't going to be playing in the Big 12 that aren't really focused on that. I think it's important that we give them every bit of our focus and our attention. And at the same time, I mean, we can wear many hats. We can micromanage a lot of different things, but the season is the most important thing. That's first priority. And the seniors and the leaders on this team that have put in so much of their time and effort and their sweat, blood, and tears to get us to the Big 12, I think it's important that we give them everything we got and make sure that we send them off ending their career at BYU the right way.
I guess I'm asking a question for you over the rearview mirror. I know you're in the here and now, and you got a season in front of you, and you got kids that you need to focus on for exactly that. But for you in this program, in this ever-changing world of the college football landscape, I mean, my goodness, Coach, I'm sitting here in Los Angeles, and it's called Big Ten country. It's nuts what is happening, and I'm wondering what that means for you and your program, that you have a place at the table in a Power 5 for you.
Well, I think that's just the times of college football nowadays is just being able to adapt, and the game is adapt. I mean, you look at the rules, the targeting rules, all the stuff that's happened. You either need to be creative and find ways to adapt and innovate, or else you're going to be left behind. And I'm thankful that I work with the administration, with the staff, that's all about innovation, all about creativity, trying to find ways to adapt to the rules and the things that we're allowed to do, with the mindset of keeping the players our first priority. And as we do that, I think the years of being an independent has been really helpful for us. That we've had to just not knowing our schedule completely and being in tough spots and having to travel to different places, not having the consistent schedule. That's our world. We've been living in a world where it's completely adapt to whatever happens and who you can schedule games, and then you throw into the mix that everybody had to adapt to certain things with COVID, and so I think that's just the time that we live in right now. And I know you're in LA, and that's a Big Ten country, but there's a lot of different things. This is an opportunity for so many people to play college football, and when it all gets down to it, in the next few weeks, it's going to be all about ball, and I think that's the focus would not be on the players on the field rather than all the other stuff that the players actually can't control, and that's where I think for us coaches, we're focused on these young men and trying to give them opportunities to play and have a great experience. At the same time, we know that they're still going through that transition from a young man to an adult, and hopefully we can have a good impact in their lives and help influence them to be better in the community.
Well, do you think that BYU could get lost in the shuffle? And I say that by talking, just hearing the national conversation always being discussed about the SEC and the Big Ten and who's going to join them, and then there's going to be a conference and a super conference. I mean, that's what I believe this is all headed towards right now, that it's going to be similar to professional football, where it'll be 32 teams or 32 teams in a conference and 32 teams in another conference, and there'll be a Super Bowl. That's the way it seems like it's going, and I'm wondering what you think about all that, Coach.
Yeah, I can't live in the hypotheticals. I live in the reality, and knowing that sometimes those, and I'm trying. I say that by not being blind to what's ahead of us, but at the same time, focus on the here and now. We'll take care of the rest. If we can do our job on the field and make ourselves relevant, then the rest is easy. So that's going to be my focus and the focus of our team. We can't control everything. We've already been through that already, and so adapting to the right things and having a great attitude is going to be the key. Hope and wishing for things is not a good strategy. So we want to get things done that we can control, and that's the product that we can put on the field, and making sure that I can get the most out of these players individually, and that cohesively as a team we can function really well and be one of those teams and those programs that people will always talk about.
So how does NIL affect your world, Coach Sitake?
Yeah, I think NIL has been really wonderful for the student athletes to be able to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. I'm all for that. I think that our jobs as coaches is to guide these young men and the football program and give them good advice. And sometimes the money is great, but I think what we're trying to do here at BYU is give them opportunities to start. I mean, imagine being 18 years old and starting your retirement fund already or investment fund. It's trying to have different ways of allowing these players to make money off of their name, image, and likeness, but also allow them to just be regular college students. I'm all for them getting money, but maybe there's different forms and different ways and creative ways that we can actually prepare for their future, so that when they're graduated and then they're in the young family, that they actually have something that's in the bank or something that they can fall back on. They put down on a house, things like that, and know that they have some good basically good foundation of wealth. I think that is the important thing for us to do, is educate these young men, and then give them we educate them in so many different ways. Now we've just had to add the financial responsibility to our duties and our responsibilities, and I'm all for it because it gives these young men opportunities to do things, with their name, image, and like stuff that I didn't get to do. I'm definitely not going to be one of those old guys that said, "Man, I wish that happened when I was there. That we had it rough." No, we had it pretty good too, and these young people are doing everything they can to take advantage of the opportunities that they're given. And I think it's important that I support them along the way.
I know BYU Cougars are normally more mature or older than most. Are you handing out ARP cards to the kids now? Is that what you're doing there? Coach Sitake, is that what's happening?
Well, listen, Rich. If you want to join the church and go serve a mission, you're more than welcome to do that, and see that these guys are not actually out there working out every day and working on their skills. They're out there doing service work, and I hear it from everybody. But I'm going to defend the missionary program, because when they come back, they're not in great shape to play football, but they have this mentality that's different. They've been on their own already, and they've sacrificed a lot of things, their own personal lives. They paid for their own money to go out and serve others. So imagine those young men coming back to a football program and being bought into everything that you ask them to do, and then the thing that follows afterwards is their body starts to come along. But yeah, but if I can start an investment fund and a retirement fund for my 18-year-old, then I'm going to do it, and especially if other people are investing in my players, I'm definitely going to find a way to get that going. Imagine if you put some money away when you're 18. You'd be sitting really – I mean, I know you're sitting really pretty right now. I know how much you're worth, but imagine if you did that, and that'd be really cool, especially when you're going through some tough times of making decisions with what you're going to do with your career. It'll give you a little bit of confidence to go and actually try things that you're actually passionate about, and the money will come knowing that you have this foundation of money to help support you along the way.
All right, Coach. I appreciate the time. Let's talk during the season. Very much appreciated to you. Thank you for calling.
Let's go. Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh, before I let you go, have you spoken to Zach Wilson? That's the Jet fan in me asking. Have you chatted with him?
I have, yeah.
Okay. How's he doing?
Listen, the kid's going to be fine. He's going to be good. I don't know the timetable of it all, but I've been anticipating this year for him, and so is he. And I know a lot about this guy, but he's resilient. He'll find a way, and he seems to always show up when everything's stacked against him, and you'll get the best Zach Wilson. So if I were a Jets fan, I'd be really excited.
I am, but I don't like the fact that he's here in Los Angeles, recovering from knee surgery right now, and after knee last year, and his knees. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm concerned.
He responds to adversity. That's his name, man. That's synonymous with who he is as a person. He'll find a way to make it work.
Okay, and he's happy when you spoke to him. He sounded happy, or he sounded out of it.
Of course, yeah. I had good news, and as best as he could have been. So he's really positive. If you know anything about him, he's a positive person, and he's going to support his team and be a great teammate. And whenever his number is called, he's going to be ready to roll.
Okay, Coach, I feel much better now. I'm sitting up in my chair. I just wish I'd started putting money away when I was 18 in my job, checking people out at the grocery. I wish I had done that. I didn't do it.
I don't think anybody's worried about you and your afterwards. So you're in a good spot. But
thank you.
I do appreciate everything that you do for college football and specifically for BYU. So
anytime. I'd love to check in with you during the season, Coach, if you're willing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's Coach Kalani Sitake of BYU football, right here on the Rich Eisen Show.